What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers took a tough loss against the San Antonio Spurs. As soon as Anthony Davis was announced that he was out, I knew and figured that the Lakers were going to lose this game because, look, LeBron is our best player on most nights. You can make an argument he's our best player, but Anthony Davis is our most impactful, most important player just because we can't replicate what Anthony Davis does on the basketball court because we don't have players that can do the things that he can do on the defensive side, as well as just being the rim deterrent that he is, right? Whenever Anthony Davis isn't in the game, it's a free layup line for the opposing team, right? Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, those aren't guys that are going to be deterrent for the opposing teams. But you took the L, you helped the Spurs end an 18-game win streak. Good for them. Congrats to them. Credit them. But time to move on. And today we play the New York Knicks. But before we dive into the Knicks and the conversation here today, just want to give you a quick little update in regards to Gabe Vincent. It was reported by numerous sources that they were trying to target today as a potential return for Gabe Vincent, that was the hope that he would be able to play against the Knicks on the 18th. It wasn't, and I even said in the video when that was announced, I even said that doesn't mean he's going to play that day. That's just the targeted date for his return. And he is on the injury report as out. He is listed as out. Not questionable, not probable, nothing. He's literally out for this game. So we're going to have to wait for Gabe Vincent's return. Would be nice, especially against a team that has like a Jalen Brunson and stuff, right? To just have a guard that you can use to just be a point of attack. Just apply some pressure to Jalen Brunson. But look, hopefully everyone else is playing. The injury report is kind of rough right now. A lot of guys probable, like half the team is either probable or questionable. So we'll see. Hopefully they all play. Again, in that Spurs game, it was the opposite. But just wanted to give you that quick little update. Now, moving on to the Knicks. This is the first matchup against the Knicks this season, and we got to get this win. We're at home. We've been an excellent home team. We don't want to start a trend of getting too far behind, right? We've been doing well, considering all of the injuries and just the circumstances of this season so far. The last thing the Lakers want to do is really go on this losing streak. Now you go from 15-11 to 15-12. You're already standing-wise as the 8th seed, and you have a half a game lead over the Houston Rockets. You got a full game over the Suns. You don't want to start dropping into that territory where it's like, oh, we might end up being out of the play-in entirely. But in the Lakers' defense, the Western Conference is so tight right now that, yes, the Lakers are the 8th seed, but they're only 2 games out of the 2nd seed, right? It's early in the season. Everyone's only played about, 25 to 27 games anyway. But that's how tight the Western Conference is. That outside of the Minnesota Timberwolves, everyone is like just bottlenecked into this game or into this standings. So the Lakers, if they go on a nice little streak, they could easily go from the 8th seed to the 2 seed in no time. But you look at their schedule, Lakers have not been very good on the road. You got this home game, and then you got the Bulls, the Timberwolves, and the Thunder. And the Bulls and the Timberwolves are a back-to-back. So you're going to have the Knicks at home. If you lose this game, now you got to go to the Bulls and the Timberwolves off of a back-to-back and then follow that by the Thunder. That's not good, right? All of a sudden, let's say you lose to the Timberwolves, right? There's 2 losses in your last 4 games. You lose to the Thunder. There's 5. Now you got to play the Celtics on Christmas Day at home. I mean, you could be looking at, 6 losses in their last 7 or 8 games. It's not good. You don't want to be in that position, right? This month is going to be, or the last stretch of this month is very important in my opinion, because in January, things really start to break for the Lakers. The Lakers have had just a grueling schedule thus far. Most back-to-backs in the league. They've played more games than anybody. You also got to keep in mind they won the in-season tournament, so they had that extra game. It's tough, right? And we've dealt with injuries, which has caused guys to have to play even more minutes and bigger roles. It can get a little grainy there. I did a video earlier today about Max Christie, kind of relayed in an interview that, hey, the Lakers are mentally and physically tired, but like, hey, you got to push through it. That's what makes, champions, all that jazz. Got to get the win. Got to beat the Knicks. Guys need to step up, not name LeBron James. I believe it was the last game that the Lakers played the Knicks. D'Lo went off for like 33. And we need that. We need D'Lo. We need Reeves. We need all these guys to really start putting, some quality games together consistently. Right? Reeves has done a better job. He's kind of came around. But we need other guys to kind of follow suit. Can't just be solely on LeBron and AD. Can't just be solely on, we need them to give us 50 collectively. That's why I lean so heavy towards a trade. People talk so much about the depth. The Lakers' problem isn't defense. We're like 7th in defense right now. I believe if we stay healthy, by the end of the season, we'll be number 1 defensively. And you look at the offensive side of things, and we're like 25th or 26th in offense. Like, our problem is offense. We can't consistently score the basketball because guys aren't consistently putting the ball in the hoop. And we're very limited. Like, depth is nice, but if it doesn't translate, then you need to consolidate some of that depth to get the pieces that we actually need. And that can make a difference. But the Lakers are in a big position here, big crossroad here. Because if you go and become 16-11, now that's good. Now you're 5 games over. You got this tough stretch. You pull out a couple wins. You beat the Bulls. Now you're at 17. Say you do drop to the Timberwolves. Well, you got a little cushion to weather it. It's very important that the Lakers do their job, that they do what is necessary to get the job done. Because, look, it's the Lakers. Every team is going to bring you their A game. On top of that, you're playing a Knicks team that they're in a very similar position to the Lakers. They are the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. They're sitting at 14-11. They're, 2 games out of 4th, and they're 4 games out of 3rd and 2nd, right? But they're half a game behind the Heat. Like, they're trying to be a team that's up there in the standings. They're not trying to be borderline play-in team because if you look at it the other way, the Knicks are half a game out of being in the play-in, and they're only 3 games out of like completely missing the play-in. So they're in a bit of desperation mode as well, right? They need to pull off some of these wins. They need to beat some of these teams. They've struggled to beat quality teams this year, and that's been a problem for the Lakers, right? The Lakers, the teams that are over 500, they've had a tough time beating some of these notable teams. And, the Knicks aren't the Bucks or, the Sixers or the Nuggets or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, but they're still a good team, still an above 500 team. They're still a team that is a bit in desperation mode, as I mentioned, that need to rattle off some quality wins. These are the games that you have to win. You beat the bad teams, which the Lakers have done a really good job. Again, I know that they lost to the Spurs. It's really the only loss to a bad team that they've had this season. I can live with that, especially given the circumstances, right? But outside of that, they've beaten all the bad teams as they should, and they've beaten most of like the good teams. They haven't really had like crazy notable wins. I know that they've beaten the Suns, but the Suns are struggling worse than we are. The Suns are also like the worst fourth quarter team in the league. They've beaten the Rockets, but the Rockets again are same thing. They're behind the standings that we are. It's the bigger teams, right? The Thunder, the Mavericks, the Timberwolves, right? The Nuggets. You look at the Eastern Conference, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Sixers, right? We've beaten teams like the Magic, which is good. The Pacers, right? Which is good. These are teams that are over 500, but we got to keep proving that. We got to keep doing that. You got the Knicks game. It's another 500 team. Rattle off this win. Get this done. I need performances from AD and LeBron, though, right? Just because I don't want the Lakers to be so reliant on them doesn't mean that we can't have Anthony Davis and LeBron not show up. Both guys have to show up. They have to do their part. They have to play the game the way that we know that they're capable of playing. But it shouldn't be solely everything's resting on their shoulders for us to just be competitive, right? Like, the idea with this depth and this talent was, okay, we have enough to be very good. You add LeBron James and Anthony Davis, that puts us over the top, right? Like, that was one of the big conversations this offseason was like, man, this team with just LeBron James could probably be very good and be a playoff team. This team with just Anthony Davis probably be very good and a playoff team. Then you add LeBron James or you add Anthony Davis. Like, okay, this team is a true contender. This team is one of the top, 3 to 4 teams in the league. And look, if they, even as currently constructed, if we got to the playoffs, I'll take my chances. Healthy LeBron, healthy AD, 7-game series, I'll take my chances. But still, it's just, we need to start developing good habits. We need to start putting ourselves in a position because this team does not look like a team that could be a playoff team without one of LeBron James or Anthony Davis. I mean, this was something where it was like, man, this depth, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, if they missed the game, we could probably win that game. Not against like the elite teams, but we may be able to beat a Spurs team without AD and LeBron. I mean, we couldn't even beat a Spurs team without AD, right? So it's just how things have changed because we just have been underperforming, in my opinion. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you think, like, yeah, the Lakers will get the job done tonight? Do you think no? Are you concerned? Are you scared? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.